I don't want Alabama State to have to play St. Francis for a spot in the real tourney because they won their conference tournaments. You're supposed to be in the tournament, like the real tournament. I know they say, well, this is the real tournament. No, it's not. It's not the real tournament. The round of 64 is the real tournament. They won their conference championship. American and Mount St. Mary's are in the same boat. They should be in the real tournament. Have the underachieving power conference teams all play each other for spots. I'd rather watch that on TV anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, if you win your conference, you're in, and let the teams that lost 14 times fight to get in.
Yeah.
The thing that's kind of bizarre about it is that it is technically part of the tournament, but it's not. But also, too, if you end up wanting to make a run or whatever, you are not playing in the same tournament in terms of length as the rest of the field, which has always been bizarre to me. You have to play that extra game, which
I mean, the football tournament has an extra game for
you have to put those teams in a position where they have to win it. And I know, but like it's not to get into the thing.
Right. Because we don't recognize the football tournament as an 8-team tournament that you have to win that game to get into.
Tournament, and you're rewarded for one less game as an advantage in it, not like fighting tooth and nail to get in at the last second in order to. And then what do they play on, like Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday or something?
They play Tuesday, Wednesday.
Happen?
Tuesday,
and then what
Wednesday.
happens? They got to play Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, depending on. Yeah, so that's
if you play Tuesday, you go to Thursday. If you play Wednesday, you go to Friday.
And I'm assuming that a few of these teams that are playing here played today.
Most of them did not play today. No.
Okay.
North Carolina played Friday night. That was the most. Texas played Friday also. That's the most recent. But
yeah.
So yeah, the thing is, you're doing it as a TV product. You're doing it as an entertainment product. If you want better ratings, use the teams people have heard of.
Yeah.
And let the teams that won their conference tournament in. Look, here's the thing. I was Mr. Expand the football tournament. I don't really care if they expanded to 14 or 16, but I don't want them to go back past 16 because I think that would be probably the closest thing to a perfect number. Basketball had the perfect number. 64 is the perfect number for the basketball tournament. It did not need to change. It did not need to go to 68. It does not need to go to 78, but they're going to do it anyway because the power conferences want to get more teams in so they can say they got more teams in the tournament. But they had the perfect number. So let's just agree that 64 is the right number and let the conference champions be in the field of 64 and then have the other 14, when you go to 78, have the other 14 teams that are playing in, let them all be power conference teams that were underachieving and mediocre. You don't have to bitch about them being left off the bubble. They get to play, and we might watch it, maybe.
I'm with you. I don't disagree at all with that. I think that's awesome. I never thought about it. So to hear you say it was cool.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy because I love the basketball tournament, as I've made very clear. I watch the first four. And when I turn on those Dayton games, it breaks my heart every single time I see the two teams playing for the right to go get waxed by a 1 seed. Let them have their moment. Don't somebody Dayton that won their conference tournament, let them go get waxed by a 1 seed, or maybe they're UMBC and they beat the 1 seed. Who knows? If you would like to see John Calipari against Bill Self, with the winner likely going on to play Rick Pitino, who's back in Providence. Remember, Rick Pitino rocketed to superstardom as the Providence coach. Download the Game Time app now. Use the code STAPLES. Get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But you can go to Game Time. You can get tickets in Providence right now. Those tickets, by the way, not easy to get. Not easy to get because you have Kansas fans, Arkansas fans. You've got St. John's fans. You got some people that are pretty excited about this set of games that they've got going on there. But that is a really interesting matchup. The Bill Self versus John Calipari, and the winner is likely going to have to play against Rick Pitino, which that's awesome. But you can use Game Time for any of the NCAA tournament sites. So whether you're going to Providence, to Raleigh, to Lexington, to Milwaukee, you name it, they got it. Download the app, use the code STAPLES, get $20 off your first purchase. hit the GT Picks button. When you pick your event, hit GT Picks. That gives you the best deals relative to the market. That's what I used when I got my daughter and wife Taylor Swift tickets, and it certainly helped. Got them great tickets. Got me a better deal. Use that GT Picks function. It's awesome. So download Game Time. Staples, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Yeah, no arguments here. Yeah, the 74 thing is interesting to me because I already feel
78
or 78. Jeez. I already feel like the regular season in college basketball is completely worthless and pointless, and you're just watering it down to 14 more. It's just like I feel like you're just making the problem that exists even worse.
I can fix that too.
How?
I can fix the regular season too, and it's not changing the way it works. It's just changing the dates. They're playing really fun games in November that nobody watches because of football, because of college football and because of the NFL. Start the season in January. I realize you've trademarked March Madness and you want to use that. Okay, let it go. You still have the best event. CBS doesn't want you to do that because they want the tournament to lead into the Masters. But have it come out of the Masters instead.
You know what I'm doing right now?
You're changing the college basketball season to start in January?
No, I'm typing in madness synonyms to see if there's one that starts with an A.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
April. Well, they can just do May Madness.
Not April Fools. not April showers.
Does May
but
Madness
look,
work?
Come up with something. It would be a lot better. It would be better for the sport, and it would because football would be ending, and we'd be getting all these super exciting non-conference games that are cool. Like Auburn played Duke at Cameron Indoor in November, or it might have been December actually. But that is an awesome game that we were all busy talking about football. So let's think about these things before just, expanding the tournament, all that stuff. But just think about this stuff. I know you're going to expand the tournament anyway. I get it. I've dealt with the conference commissioners enough. I understand how this works. Like, I know you're going to do it. But just take the one piece of advice and let the conference champs go play in the real tournament. Because I'm sorry, you can add as many teams as you want. The real tournament stops at 64.
I'm looking this up right now. So 2 1 seeds played in the first in November.
Mm-hmm. Each other. Yes.
And they're both 1 seeds.
Yeah. Duke and Auburn.
So
in
Durham.
Durham.
Doesn't matter who won.
I mean, look, if they played again, it would probably be a really good game if Cooper Flagg's playing. Well,
it doesn't matter. And even in college football, where you kind of say yeah, these non-conference games don't matter as much anymore because you can lose 2 or 3 times and maybe get in still. But it's like in basketball, it really just does not matter. It's a glorified exhibition game.
It is, but it is part of the reason the SEC has 14 teams in, because the SEC did schedule, SEC schools scheduled some really good non-conference competition and won most of those games. That's why they have 14 teams in. But we'll see how many they have in as we get into the second weekend and the third weekend. Now,